Okay, nice. I'm so happy to be here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm your host. I mean, it's my first interview. I'm so happy. And here with me, I have Miley from the Kalokura Mystery School, a healer, a dear sister, a friend, and wow, just an amazing woman, Miley. I'm so happy that it's now working with all our technical, yeah, how it is sometimes, but we made it work.
Mhm.
So, would you like to introduce you? Who are you, the people who don't know you?
Yes, so thank you for inviting me and for proposing that we have that talk and dive a little bit deeper into the autonomy of the eclipse season so that people can start to understand better how to bring this wisdom into their daily life. And so to give a bit of an introduction, my name is Maile Kalokura, and I've been working with astrology now for almost about 12 years. And I specify in studying evolutionary and what we could call shamanic astrology, meaning that I'm going to use the different archetypal wisdom of astrology and apply it in a way that is applicable for people in their daily life. I really focus on self development, self awareness, and how to bring people into a deeper, cohesive experience of their life and finding meaning and finding alignment with what we can call our path, our destiny, and our purpose, meaning how to embody that movement of destiny. And then the shamanic part comes with the awareness or the knowledge of nature, of our connection with earth and with also the cosmos, and how we can bring this ancestral wisdom in support of what come out of the astrological chart. So it's not just mental information, but I also share with people tools and how we can understand these energies of the cosmos in our inner reality, and how can that support us in working in a better harmonious alignment with the earth and with the cycles of nature. So this is all around the astrology part. And next to that, I also work with people and healing, ancestral healing, somatic healing, and specifically supporting women in reconnecting with their intuition, their creative power, and to heal all of the trauma and generational trauma that we have received along all of the different generation where we have been disconnected from the feminine essence. So the work with astrology is for men and women, and then I also have that other part that I focus on the feminine energy and how to heal ourselves enough so that we can bring that back into our experience.
Thank you. Magical. I worked now so many times with you, and it's like always a deep remembering. Like your transmission is like a deep remembering for me who I am and what, yeah, like you speak to my heart and to my soul, and it's magical. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, nice. Yeah, we are here because of the eclipse season. It's starting soon, and I read in your newsletter that it's like now it's a preparing week. And I'm curious, what is an eclipse like in the astrological sky, and what does it mean for us or can mean?
Mhm. So the anatomy of an eclipse is first understanding that it happens about twice a year. Sometimes it can happen 3 times a year, but that's pretty rare. So this year, 2026, we will have 2 eclipse seasons, and those eclipse seasons they last about 6 weeks. It's a portal that is a acceleration of consciousness, meaning that during those 6 weeks, it's as if our path, our destiny, our soul is communicating to us in a more intense way than usual. So usually it's very easy to just follow our daily life unless we have a personal transit that pushes us into a spiritual evolution. Otherwise, we can kind of ignore the signs of our body, of our heart, of the divine communicating to us. And we like to stay in our comfort zone. That's
Mm.
what is representing us often as humans. So twice a year, we have those moments where everything starts to accelerate. Wherever we are misaligned with our path, and with our own personal destiny and learning process in this life, it will start to create a tension in our life where we are starting to be in the right alignment with our source and with the movement for this incarnation, then open possibilities and opportunities start to open up to us. So during those 6 weeks, it's very important to start to listen to how life is communicating to us and observe what is manifesting inside of us in terms of like opening and alignment and intuition, but also in terms of tension and contraction or challenges or triggers, and also observe what is happening in the outer life. And all of this is going to create a setting to give us information on where to go. So it is like opening up the phone with God, with the divine, telling us, hey, this is out of alignment. This is where you can bring healing and a stronger structure. And this is where you can go to deepen your path and where everything will start to unfold for you. So if we look at the more anatomical, maybe physical perspective of an eclipse, what is it? Is the moment where a new moon or a full moon crosses the path in the sky where we have 2 points called the north node and the south node. Those two north nodes and south nodes, they represent the movement of the moon crossing with the elliptic of the sun. So the movement of the sun from the perspective from the earth. So imagine the moon would do like this and the sun would do like this, and there are 2 points where it is meeting. And those 2 points, they move across the zodiac wheel and they give information around where are we going as a collective. So the collective movement, what are we healing and where are we going towards? At the moment, the North Node is still transiting in the sign of Pisces, and the South Node is moving through the sign of Virgo. So the past 2 years, we have been learning collectively and personally information around spirit and how to reconnect with our intuition and with the divine guidance and with our creativity and with the artistic energy, or also the energy of love and compassion. And we have been healing especially all the aspects and part of us where we hold on to control, where we feel contracted, where we feel disconnected, where we take too much responsibility and we feel like we need to carry the world on our shoulders and we don't have this support from life. So that's what has been moving through us. What is interesting about this eclipse season is we're transiting into these nodes now. So we are welcoming a new energy with the first solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius. And then we will close the previous cycle with a total lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, 2 weeks after the first eclipse. So we're shifting energy gently so that we can enter into a new collective themes. So the past 1 year and a half, we were moving through the theme of service on a spiritual and on a personal and on a 3D level. And now we're transiting slowly into the theme of the personal self, our unique self. How do I shine my light and how do I bring it to service, to something bigger than myself? How can I serve life being my own unique self? So this is a start, giving you a glimpse of the energy of this eclipse season.
Oh, that sounds so magical. I had the last month, the last weeks, such a like life is a gift, and how do I gift myself to life?
Mm.
And now this is like, goosebumps. Mhm.
It's exactly around that. Like that, this is the next
Mhm.
theme that is coming, is
Mhm.
about understanding ourselves and our place
Mhm.
as the main character of our life. So imagining our life is a theater piece or a movie, and I am the main character. This is the Leo archetype. This is how I shine. This is how I can be seen. This is how I creatively express. And this is how my heart is inspiring me.
Oh, I don't hear you anymore.
Fine. Is it coming
No.
back?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying when we move into the polarity from Leo into the sign of Aquarius, we pass from the I into the we, the collective. So Aquarius is all about remembering that we are all unique, we're all different. And as we're all different, we also are all one. So it's bringing this bigger perspective. And in this energy of oneness, how can my own unique individuality be put at service to something greater than myself that will in turn serve life?
Mm-hmm.
And service to life can have so many different expression. It can be a service to other people. I can be of service to Mother Earth and nature. Maybe someone will feel inspired to be at service and bring all the love and the care they have towards helping animals. It can be working for the environment. It can be so many different things.
Yeah, and we need all of these different things. Right now it's like I feel like a time of I had this experience of I'm holding my gift only for myself, and then I'm more like
Mm,
closing up and making myself also small because I'm not shining. I'm not gifting myself, my
mhm.
medicine, my purpose, my cooking, my desserts to others.
Yes. Mhm.
So, so shining my light and for this serving the purpose of one, right? Because it's all
Yes.
connected. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Exactly. And it's
Hmm.
very interesting what you say because there is this element of joy. It must feel like my service resonates with me. Otherwise, we go into the shadow that we're still cleansing right now with the eclipse in
Hmm.
Virgo of self-sacrifice. So if I have a belief that this is what a good person is, and I'm trying to be at service in a way that is counter-current from my truth and my
Hmm.
authentic self, and the gift that I have received in this life from the divine, then we go into an energy of self-sacrifice, which in the end bring us in a space where we feel burnt out or we feel drained or we feel a lot of anxiety or the body start to express through pains and illnesses.
Hmm.
Yeah. So when we understand the energy of Leo is all about enjoying life, it's all about joy, it's all about celebration in the present moment. And then we want to harmonize those two signs. It's not about suppressing one to go into the other. We want to bring balance between those two archetypes. So, how can I bring this feeling that makes my heart smile, that makes me feel excited about life? And I place it and I place my energy and my leadership and my creativity into actions or decisions or creations or projects that serves. So then my service becomes a way of life. And in the way that I serve, I nourish myself and my heart keeps on opening more and more. And it can be difficult. It's not about all love and light, but it's okay to go through challenges. It's okay to go through sometimes pains or triggers, as long as there's something deeper in our soul that is saying, yeah, but I feel like I'm going in the right direction. So it's worth it. So then I'm not sacrificing my energy because I take responsibility for how I apply my energy and my gifts. Yeah.
Hmm.
So Aquarius is also about the future. Leo is about the present moment. And we need to, in the present moment, find that place of the right alignment in our heart and in our purpose, which feels also in our belly, like we feel energized and we feel love, we feel purpose and meaning. And then we need to think about what do I need to work through? What are the foundation that I need to set so that I can create my vision that comes from what I want to be in the future, which is Aquarius. So Aquarius is thinking about when I am in my deathbed, what do I want to reflect back on life? If I look back behind me and my entire life, what is it that I want to have accomplished when I reach the end of my life? Where Leo is about what makes me feel good now in the present moment, Aquarius is about the greater vision for the world that is fulfilling on a spiritual level and also emotional level.
Mm. Amazing. And so now we have like this call with God and this big mirror in front of us and being like, here, look, my
Mhm.
child.
Mm.
Mm.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
it's a exciting alignment. Eclipses, they shift about 1.5 years to 2 years. They shift archetypes. They shift from those polarity line. So we're moving from Pisces and Virgo into Aquarius and Leo. And one thing that can also be interesting to start to reflect on the bigger cycle of life is what was happening for you around 2016, 2017, because that was the last eclipse season in the axis of Leo and Aquarius. But it was reversed. It
Mhm.
was about 8 years ago, it was reversed. The North Node was in Leo and the
Mhm.
South Node was in Aquarius. And then if you go 8, 9 years back again, so it would be around what, 2006 approximately. Um, 2007, 2008, like around that time, you had the exact same eclipses as we have now. So then you can see how you move and construct and develop yourself and your personality and your project or your actions through the guidance of these archetypes. I don't know if it evokes something to you already, or if you need a little bit of time to reflect what was happening at these different times of my life. But that's something that's something that is interesting for everybody to explore.
Mhm. Amazing. So after this, we can
Mhm,
also look backwards in our photos or whatever and look,
mhm,
or
mhm,
maybe we have some journals from that time.
mhm,
Yeah. Amazing. Let
mhm,
me see. I have written here something.
mhm,
Yeah, we talked about the medicine of the eclipse, right? Looking and being called to really our heart and intuition and this friction also where we are not aligned, so we can be aligned more, or at least no, be more like friction is it's good because this opens up something new where we can look at and be like, oh yeah, okay, ooh, oh, okay, and first feel it before we can transform it, right?
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, do you have any tips, advices, anything like I already feel it, like the eclipse, it's already intense. Do you have advice how we can navigate through these times?
Mhm. So now, the moment where we're talking, we are before the actual first eclipse took
Hmm.
place, but we're already in the portal. So there's different steps until we get
Hmm.
to the first eclipse that prepares us exactly as you're feeling right now. The first step is a month before. So it's going to be the last new moon. And the last new moon took place in the sign of Capricorn. Yeah.
Mm.
So this opened a monthly cycle of preparation to go into the eclipse season.
Hmm.
We start to feel some themes, but it's still gentle. And then we go 2 weeks later, we have the last lunation before the eclipse. So it was a full moon. And here it was a full moon in the sign of Leo. And that full moon, specifically for this time of 2026, was opposing many planets in the sign of Aquarius. And that's why we felt very strong waves and themes in the past 2 weeks around what we need to release in order to reset for the solar eclipse. Because this solar eclipse is a new beginning, it's announcing a new beginning, the first one on February 17th. And the past full moon, it was illuminating from the truth of our heart what is out of balance in our emotional body, mental body, physical body, and spiritual or energetic experience. Many planets, we had Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the Sun that all transit over Pluto, which is at the beginning of Aquarius. Right now, we are completely and fully stepping into what we can call the age of Aquarius. That is a whole other bigger story that is linked with what we call the precession of the equinoxes. So every equinox in spring, around March 20th, we have the a constellation rising on the horizon at the exact moment of the equinox. It has been the constellation of Pisces for over 2000 years. And now it is the constellation of Aquarius. And this is usually about a 200 years transition period. But since 2020, we have been prepared collectively and spiritually to fully align in this present, align our lives to the Aquarius age. So what is happening right now, exactly in this moment, is all of this planet passed over Pluto, which was in the first signs, the first degrees of the sign of Aquarius. And it was helping us to see what is out of alignment in our mind, in our heart, in our body, in our identity, our ego, that is preventing us to be more fully at service to life in the way that our soul had received a decree from the divine. So we all have divine decrees. And this is something that we come to manifest. And we can often resist it or completely forget and stay unconscious about that. And life is going to start to bring a lot of experiences and meetings and triggers and situations to try to make us remember. But if we're really, really asleep, sometimes we resist it and we don't do it. The thing that is interesting in this specific time to be alive is that we can't avoid it. So everybody goes through massive crisis. And it can be spiritual crisis, it can be touching our mental health, it can be touching our physical health, it can be moments where we lose everything or nothing works, just so that we can remember. Because it's very important that a lot of people remember and don't stay asleep incarnation after incarnation after incarnation. And moments exactly like the past 2 weeks, they trigger a lot of inner tension and friction to force us to look at the material within ourselves, which is the fertile soil for what we came here to learn and embody. So we can't stay unconscious. It's very difficult in those times in this life because we're in a time in between. And that's also why we're experiencing a lot of polarization on Earth, extremes of what we can say bad, extremes of evil, so that it start to wake us up inside and we can see, oh, where is this energy also inside myself, so that I can clean myself, clean my behavior, not just be mad and judgmental about what's happening outside, but it should be a reflection of where am I abusing power or suppressing my own power within myself? Where am I acting out of integrity? Where am I lacking compassion for others or for my own experience? And when we start to heal because of this external friction of what's happening outside, a lot of people start to open and awaken more and more and more and more. And this is this age of Aquarius, it's linked with so many things, but it's about everybody starting to unite into oneness again. So we feel separation very strongly. We always feel the polarity of what needs to awaken.
Mm.
And when we do that, it's about finding how can I liberate my own individual truth and authentic expression and serve life in that way and not have to follow what society or my family tells me is the way. So there's a lot of rebellion, there's a lot of breaking free, there's a lot of, how do you call that? When everybody rebels together, how do you call this?
A revolution?
My friend's phone disconnected and we had to reconnect.
Okay. Oh, good.
It's recording again.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so
Riots, I think you mean. Welcome back.
yes. Coming back, riots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically it's really a time
Hmm.
for everybody to start thinking about what do we want to what is the world that we want to dream about, and what can we do to start to make it happen, but in our own scale without going. I don't know if it's gonna work, but let's try because I think
Let's
the
try it.
connection is not. Yeah, okay. So let's
Yeah,
get to the heart of it.
yeah. I think that was a really amazing information, and you already answered questions that I didn't ask. Amazing. So, yeah, I think my last question is how can we prepare? Like, how can we, you said to listen closely and watch what God is giving us and to look at and to be in tune with ourselves or make take time and space to be in tune with ourselves. Otherwise, things will happen to.
Mhm.
So we need to. So is there any like practice or something that you can, how to say, um, yeah, bring close to our heart to be like, okay, maybe I know that you work with a lot of spiritual baths. Could you say something like, yeah, practical?
Mhm, mhm. Yes, so it's true. That was your initial question, and
Yes.
I got into the whole state of the world and humanity. So basically, what I was saying is that we opened the eclipse portal uh, a month before, very gently. We start to receive information. Then 2 weeks before the eclipse, it gets stronger, it intensifies. Specifically, this year was very strong for all the reasons that I exposed before, and the purging and the preparation, the cleaning of the parts within ourselves. And then we go into the wormhole. It's like 10 days before the eclipse, 10 days after the eclipse is like being inside the eclipse. It's not necessary to do something specifically on the exact day of the eclipse. It starts those 10 days before. So we are in that wormhole right now. Always slow down because we go really fast in this society. We're always doing, doing, doing instead of being. The eclipse is more a feminine yin time of introspection so that we can actually allow our intuition to read and translate what is the message for us. So it can be as simple as starting your day a little bit slower or ending your day slower. It doesn't have to be that you need to do nothing and stop working if you can't, because we all have obligation and responsibilities. Find those little moments where you can be in contemplation. And for some people, it would be through meditation. For some people, it would be through walking outside in the forest or, you know, alongside the beach. From other people, it would be reading an inspiring book that uplift and open your mind so you can start to have resonances and receive messages in relationship to what you are reading. For some people, it can be to do something more sensual, like, having regular bath and maybe oiling your body or getting massage, anything that relaxes your nervous system. Give space to open up your intuition and then really tune into your body. How do I feel? Tune into your heart every day. What is my heart saying right now? Does it feel good or it doesn't feel good? What's happening in my life at the moment? And without going very quick into trying either to understand or to judge what is happening, give yourself time to just be in the experience, even if it's discomfort. Okay, right now, this relationship dynamic or this work dynamic, it doesn't feel good. How can I slow down and give space to my body to just be in that so I can receive more clear information before I just jump into conclusion? Yeah. So because I've been working with cacao, for example, for the past 12 years, this is something that I use to slow down and to really be in my emotional intelligence. And then I reflect and I contemplate and I do my feminine meditation, which is more through gentle movement and singing and just being with nature. And when I am in that space where I start to see a dissolution of myself and what is surrounding me, that's when I receive messages. When I am deeply with nature. And then I can ask my heart. It's easier than when I'm busy in life or doing things with people. So when I find my own space to open up, I ask, what is the next step for me? What is it that I need to release right now? Who am I becoming? And start to be curious and excited about it.
Hmm. Thank you so much. Mm. I think this was a lot, like to look what resonates and to, yeah, amazing. So rich, not a lot, rich. Hmm.
Mm.
Amazing. Nice.
Yes, we can talk about eclipses
Yeah.
forever. That is just the surface of it, but I'm trying to make it clear and accessible
Hmm.
for people. But it's such
Hmm.
amazing technology that is available to us Of course, the truth, the ultimate truth is always found in your heart when you clean your heart. And when you go really deep, closely to the divine within, then you start to get instant guidance. But in the meantime, because we're human and it's all rusty and there's a lot of veils and experiences and traumas and beliefs and patterns that are on top of that truth, it's useful to use astrology in those moments to get a better understanding and perspective of what's moving in the collective at the moment and understand how it is impacting our personal life and personal experience and have tools and inspiration on what can I do about it. And then we feel always, does that resonate or does that not resonate? Because it's not an ultimate truth. It's just one map. And there's so many maps that we can use to understand ourselves and to find our way back into wholeness and love and in the heart of the divine.
Mm. Amazing. Ah.
Mm.
Nice. Ah, amazing. Yeah. Nothing to add. Or two. Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Mm.
What magic do you have now for us for this eclipse?
So every eclipse season, I open a 21-day journey where I hold you and guide you into understanding what's happening astrologically. But more than that, what is really important to me is that we can start to co-create with life and co-create with the information and apply it in our everyday life. So we work with the medicine of cacao, which is optional. You can use it or you can use other herbal infusion that soothes your nervous system as a way to enter into the shamanic realm of rituals, but not in a way of I just need to meditate and my mind is going all over the place and I can focus. It's the feminine way. So we're nourishing all of your senses and we're working with a very powerful ancestral medicine that is the plant of cacao in its pure and raw form that I teach you how to prepare. I teach you what herbs and plants that you can use to enhance its effect specifically for what you need. And then you learn how to create a sacred space. And in that space, you receive daily guidance to reconnect with your path, with your destiny, to bring clarity within your system, to calm your nervous system, to ground, to start to connect to the shamanic wisdom and understand how by visualizing and praying with the element, you bring healing into your life. And all of this is designed for you to move through the eclipse portal with more awareness, to cleanse the confusion and to bring in clarity. Yeah. So we use a lot of sacred oils and spiritual baths and elemental wisdom and ancestral wisdom to teach you how to prepare those rituals at home. So it becomes very easily accessible and you don't just read a lot of information about the eclipse, but you receive digested guidance. And then every day you do something that makes you feel good and clear and connected. And you have journal prompts so that you can finish the eclipse season and know exactly where to go. What is your next step? And you understand what it was specifically for you. So another thing that I offer in this program, which are online, you can do it whenever you want throughout the day. So you have the 20 days available and you have the pre-recorded guidance available. And we also do 2 lives where I go really deep into the current astrology and I answer all of your questions. And I help you to understand how this will impact you in your personal experience. So we look into your chart, as we can look as an example now for you, Vanessa, if you want.
Yeah, let's give
And
us a taste.
just a little taste of what's happening because you
Mhm.
have the bigger picture, which you can read everywhere, but then you have the inner picture. What is it touching and activating for you? When I look into someone's chart, I can see what are the portals opening for you, what are the ones that are closing, where are your gifts, where are maybe the blind spots, and how to move through them to resolve. Everything is about you feeling better. So that's what we do in that. We have like an interactive community where we can speak on a WhatsApp group as well and look directly into you. So because we're on the phone, I cannot share the screen, but I have Vanessa's chart on my computer. And I'm looking basically inside her chart, where is the eclipse falling in? and what is it touching for her. And this is what I teach you how to do, so then you become also independent and not codependent of all the healers and people who have information for you. I like to I like for people to become independent. So for Vanessa, this eclipse season, it will start activating the eighth house for you. And that's a new journey. So you're closing the ninth house activation. For the past 2 years, you have been on a journey of finding a deeper truth for you, a higher truth, expanding your ability to think, maybe shifting a lot of old beliefs and ways that you thought that were working for you, and then you realize it's not working that much. It was also about reevaluating where you stay stuck in mental patterns and clearing those so that you can move into finding your own intuitive truth and shifting the way that um, you move through your beliefs. Yeah. So now you're moving into a more shamanic experience. It was more a lot about expansion in the past 2 years, and now you're going really deep within into a shamanic experience of death and rebirth. And it will start, you will have just a taste of it for this eclipse season with the energy of renewal. New codes are coming in for you to better navigate your own darkness and shadows or fears so that you can go and tap into your personal power. And we all have our own way to connect and activate our personal power is different for all of us because we need to pass through some deep embedded fears and we need to face the process of death and rebirth of the soul and of the personality. And for you, it's going to start to activate now. So the next 2 years will be moving through that out of your comfort zone. Yeah.
Mm, wow. I just had last week's the being comfortable and the uncomfortable. This came
Mhm.
so much true to me. And now, yeah, what you're saying
Mm.
just speaks to my soul.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
mm. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, and if people want more guidance or more to be heard, they can always get on a call with you. I mean, right now you're in Egypt. Do you still have calls?
So I'm just in Egypt for the next 5 days, and then I'm returning to Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
So I am opening up again the eclipse reading. So people can either do an eclipse reading, which is a personal journey that I call Soul Alchemy, to prepare you through this movement of the eclipse portal to enter 2026 in alignment with what is here for you and to navigate the eclipse portal. They open a 6 months journey. So it's how to prepare and navigate for this 6 months journey. And this is individual. It lasts about an hour and a half. And then you receive personal rituals that are designed for you to support you in the coming months. Or you can join the 21 days eclipse alchemy, and this is the program that we do together every eclipse season, and then you really have a transformational experience. There's a before and there's a after those 21 days.
Amazing. So I think now we are fully equipped with information for the mind, for the heart, for the soul.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mm,
Nice.
beautiful. Yeah, thank you for organizing this. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for your transmission, your love, and like the wisdom. It's like, I could, oh, like if I wouldn't be to look nice, I would always be like, oh my God, it's just like. So thank you so much.
With you. You're welcome. Pleasure. It was a pleasure